Okay, sorry y'all that I hopped off and hopped back on. I think the chat was disabled, I'm not sure. Um, but we are doing our deep conditioning wash day. I just washed my hair and conditioned. I had the products up in the description the first time, and I didn't want to do it again because I didn't want my hair to get too dry. So I'll tell you guys obviously here what I'm using. Let me detangle this hair really fast. I deep condition my hair every, I don't know how often I do it. Well, actually, I deep condition my hair every wash day, but I don't use heat every time I deep condition. And I need to go get a spray bottle because my hair is drying really fast. I think that means you have like high porosity hair. But let me go get a spray bottle because my hair needs to be a little bit more damp than this for it to do what it's supposed to. Okay, so we just have some water here. Nothing but water in the spray bottle. When you deep condition, you do want it to have some um, wetness to it. You want your hair to be damp. My hair will dry really fast. So I hope, look, it's not a lot of y'all in here, so I hope they ain't got all y'all working on them, okay? This is the deep conditioner I'm gonna use today from Briogeo. It's the Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. I've used this before, and I'm gonna go in with about this much. Gotta show my other camera. Ugh. Okay. And it was actually a bunch of you that gave me the suggestion. The last time I did, I talked about breakage. You guys were like, make sure you like separate your hair into sections, and I hadn't been doing that before. So I just started doing it like here in the last couple of weeks. And I'm trying to make sure I focus on my ends a lot because I just got back from out of town and it was really cold and my hair was wrapped up in like a wool scarf and stuff. So I'll take this ring off. And it's not really good for your ends when your hair is wrapped up in, you know, fabrics like that. So I just wanted to give it a little something extra this wash day. Oh, my glasses, Lord. And I just try to saturate it from the roots all the way to the ends, just to make sure it's really in there good. Yeah, this hair is like basically dry. Like you can put it on if you want, but I just don't feel like it'll do as good of a job if your hair is dry. I like to make sure my hair still has some dampness to it. I hate when the hair gets all on my hands and stuff. And I definitely hate it when hair gets like in the jar of the deep conditioner. Like I have to clean it out before I can put it away. Just, I don't know, something about it that just makes me really uncomfortable. Last section here. Yeah, like this one is like very dry back here too. So I'll just damp it up. My hair felt really good after I washed it when I was detangling. All the way to the ends. I'm sorry, I have to get the hair off my hands. It's just, I don't like how it feels. I'm probably gonna get a new towel because I don't want all this deep conditioner on my clean towel when I rinse this out. So I've done that, just separated my hair into 4 sections. It's a piece of hair in here. Gotta get it. Yeah, I can't do this towel, can't do anything right here anymore. Give me a minute. Okay. And I've used quite a bit of this deep conditioner from Briogeo. If you're just joining, it's the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair deep conditioner. It works pretty good. I like it. Take a picture of it, you guys, so you can get into it if you would like to try. I've been using this, I won't say every wash day, but maybe like every other wash day. I just finished using up the Cecred deep conditioner, and that one is really good. Your hair feels so clean and juicy afterwards, but this one works the same to me. I think it works just as well. Oh, you're 2 weeks into the hair challenge. If y'all don't know, I did start another hair challenge, or create another hair challenge. It's for us girls that want to wear your hair in a silk press, because I think it's possible for you to still like kind of see growth in your hair and everything, even when you have a silk press, but you just have to know like the things to do to it that's gonna keep it, you know, together. Kiara, I already went to Paris. I came back from Paris yesterday. And I had a great time. So we're just putting our grocery bag on. I should start reviewing which grocery bags I like better for this, given how much I use them. And I just pull it a bit in the back so that it stretches. Take our ears out. Now for this, I use my Dyson Supersonic blow dryer to blow dry my hair usually, but I can't use that for this process because it is too wide. Give me 1 second. I want to rinse. I have conditioner all over my room. What was I saying? I can't use the Supersonic because it's too big for the blow dryer cap. So you can get these anywhere. These are for my girls if you live in an area, in a apartment or just somewhere where you don't have a lot of storage and you can't keep a hooded dryer in your house. Get one of these. I got mine off of Amazon. If you go to my Amazon storefront, if you actually go to my YouTube profile, I think my storefront is linked up at the top, but this is the one I have, and it does the same thing as a hooded dryer. It's just not as big and bulky. And you saw it came in this little bag, and it's really easy to put it back in there too. So I put the cap on, and then you want to put the bag on because you don't want all this conditioner getting inside the cap, because then you're gonna have to clean the inside of this. So put a plastic bag on, or a shower cap. I always say I'm gonna get a disposable one, but you know what? I mean, I think that's just, you know, more realistic. That's how it be. Nobody has disposable shower caps, like, except for, I don't know, like a celebrity stylist. But for the most part, us regular people, we're just using whatever grocery bag we have from the store. If you have any. Don't know if they ban them in your area. And it even has this little thing if you want to, you know, tighten it, because it's going to get the blowing. And you guys let me know if this is too loud and you don't want to sit through this, because I'm going to leave this on for about 10 to 15 minutes, and you guys can drop questions in here and I'll answer them as we let this percolate. For the long plane trip causes me hesitation. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Paris because my best friend lives there. Long plane rides don't bother me though. The longest plane ride I've been on was to, oh wait, I have to show my TikTok camera, my cat. I have to do this one more time. Sorry. Okay. The longest plane ride I've been on was to China, and it was like 18 hours. You just have to find stuff to do that's gonna like busy you, but it doesn't like bother me. Like, you can get up, walk around, like a lot of people on that flight. I remember like you saw people like taking laps, like just walking around the plane. But I'm not afraid of flying or anything, and it doesn't really bother me. I'd much rather get out and see stuff than to just sit at home and wonder, like, I wonder what it's like there. Oh, good. Melissa, are you saying you noticed the less breakage and shedding on the challenge, on our silk press challenge? Reply back and let me know. Okay, so I'm about to turn this on. So this is the Heritage by Mindy blow dryer. If you're looking for good hair tools in general, this is pretty affordable. I want to say it's like maybe $40 or so. They also have flat irons, they have blow dryer brushes, a lot of different things. I always recommend, if you're looking for like just hot tools in general, to look at the Heritage by Mindy lineup, because they do them really well at good affordable prices. And I think you can find them, I know for sure you can find them at Walmart, Target. I've seen it on Amazon before. And so they have a lot of different settings here. For heat, they have hot, warm, and cool. And then for like airflow, they have high and low. And then they also have a little button right here for a cool shot. I always keep mine on warm. I never go up to hot. And then I'm gonna go on low. So you guys let me know if this is too loud. Yeah, Sharita, I should probably wash these bags. I don't know. I'll be just throwing them on. So I do this every 2 or 3 weeks with the heat, but I deep condition my hair every single wash day. And also, somebody let me know in the comments if you can hear me fine, or if you're like, girl, we can't hear you. Just come back when you're done with this. It's so good. But yeah, I do the deep conditioning with the heat every 2 to 3 weeks. But every wash day, I try to deep condition for at least 10 to 15 minutes with just a deep conditioner in general. Plan on reading meditation and definitely prayer. Yeah, I was reading, I had a book that I was reading, I'm trying to finish right now, so I was reading that a lot. I had planned to edit a lot, like edit like YouTube content and stuff while I was, actually no, I did edit one video while I was on the flight. I'm just not the person like to get up and down on a flight, so if it's not like immediately in my life, if I have to go in the overhead bin to get my stuff out, I'm probably not gonna get it. But I was reading, I edited a video, I was supposed to edit some content on my phone, but I didn't. Um, and then I slept really good. I actually always tell people I feel like airplane sleep is the best. I don't know what it is, but it is really good sleep to me. And then they had good movies, so I watched like 2 or 3 movies. But to me, the flight to Paris was like pretty short. It was like, I think there was like 7 hours, but I know for some people that's like real long. But to me, it wasn't that bad. It was a pretty short flight. So, whew, that's sparkling water. Gonna do it for me. I had a good time though. My best friend lives there, and I am gonna visit again because she moved. So now I have an excuse to go to Paris every time. And someone to stay with. Girl. Ooh. Anyways, we had a good time while we were there. We went to Versailles. We went to, where else did we go? We went shopping. I bought some stuff, which, like, if you go luxury shopping, you definitely want to go over there and not here. It's so much cheaper. What else did I do? We went to dinner a lot, of course. We didn't really go to the Eiffel Tower because I wasn't really like hell bent on like I gotta go to the Eiffel Tower. I didn't really care. I saw it, and I saw that other thing, the little arch. I can't remember what it's called. I saw the Louvre, but I wasn't like hell bent on going there either. What did we do on the second day? I can't remember. We did like a lot of shopping, walking around. I'm trying to remember the first day that I got there. We went out to, we went to department stores. And it's crazy the difference between the department stores here and there. The department stores in America, if you're not from here, are dead. Like, nobody shops in department stores here. Like, the Macy's, like, at the most, you'll see people shopping in Nordstrom's. Like, that's the busiest department store, I feel like. But even that doesn't compare to, like, what I saw and experienced over there. And you also have, like, Saks and Neiman's and, like, Bergdorf and some other department stores. But even in those department stores, it's not packed. Like, where did she take me? She took me to the Galeria Lafayette, I think it's called. And then she also took me to Le Bon Marcherie, I think. Anyways, from my fashion business experience, department stores started over there. So I see why, because they have, like, you can get, like, beauty treatments done, you can get your nails done, you can get a facial, you can get your hair done, like, in the department, like, it was a totally different experience, and they had, like, everything that you actually want to shop in the department store, whereas here, I feel like department stores don't really understand what they're supposed to be doing. Like, they had all of the stuff you want. They had, like, Diptyque, they had, like, all of the, like, counter stuff. It wasn't, like, hours where it's like behind the counter or what. No, it's like you could walk up, interact with the it was just really nice. It was really nice, and I was like, America, y'all need to be over here studying these department stores and bring that method idea back over here, because ours are dead. I think I'm gonna leave this on for another like 5 minutes, because I don't want to sit here too long with the run. But for anybody, I don't think I ran through the products with you guys at all yet. So I use, to wash my hair, I use the Cecred hydrating shampoo. And then I use the Cecred hydrating conditioner. I leave this conditioner on for like 5 minutes or so. And then for anybody that's just joining, I have deep conditioner in my hair now. I just detangled, sectioned it off into 4s. And then I use this Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. And I'm actually like running low on it. I think I'm gonna just keep using that one until I run out. So I use those, and so after, I'll show you guys the products I'm gonna use when I rinse this out. This is the L'Oreal Ever Pure Moisture 21-in-1 Spray. It's a multi-benefit leave-in. It says nourishes hair, instantly detangles, and it has heat protection up to 450 degrees. So I'm going to use this and spray this on my hair once I rinse this out. And then before I blow dry, I'm using the Verb Hydrate Oil, which this has heat protection. I was using the Verb Ghost Oil last year and it doesn't have heat protection. So when I saw this, I went to try it. And they came out, I don't know when they came out with this, but I'm just now trying it. And I used it for the first time last week and I really enjoyed it. So, have that. Verb Ghost Dry Oil for Shine. And then we have the Amika Fluxus Touchable Hairspray. This is a good hairspray if you're looking for something that's like not gonna be too hard on your hair. It's really nice. And also, I don't know if you guys know, for Verb, if you go to verb.com, you can use my code NIARA15 and you get 15% off of anything on the Verb site. And then to finish off my style, I'm using the Cecred Nourishing Hair Oil. I'll just use a couple drops of that. Okay, I know I said 5 more minutes, but we have things to do, places to be. So that's enough of that. Something is better than nothing, in my opinion. Now, do y'all want to wait here until I rinse this out? I would rather do that than go end this live and start it all over again. But, let's see. Oh yeah, the hair feels nice and warm. So you can do it for a long time. Obviously, the longer you leave it on there, the better. You could just do it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Okay, I just need you to cooperate for a second. So this thing, I was saying earlier, it's really easy to put it back. I just bunch up the little cord bushing. And just literally, you can fold it any way you want, and it always will go back to, for me at least, right back in this pouch. It just makes it so easy to store and keep track of. There you go. So, oh, okay. So I'm gonna take this off. I had that tight, a little tight, not gonna lie. Whew. And your hair just feels like so, like the only way I can describe it is juicy. Okay, so you guys said you'll wait. It's not a steamer, it's just like a blow dryer cap. And it just does the same thing like a hooded dryer would do. Unless your hooded dryer has steam. Otherwise it doesn't do that. So I'm gonna go rinse this out. It shouldn't take me long, like 2-3 minutes. I'm gonna go rinse it out and we'll come back and we'll blow dry our hair and everything and we'll finish and do the whole wash day. If you just joined, I'm using the Dyson Supersonic to blow dry my hair, and then I'll use the Dyson GHD. I know I'm gonna have to say it again, but you know, I'm telling you now. So let me go rinse this and I'll be right back. back. I'm just plugging up our tools. So that we're ready. Okay, y'all, we're back. So let's go ahead and do our leave-in. This wash day is moving pretty fast, I gotta say. Usually it takes me a while. Let's get all the cameras back on. Let me show this camera because I think I'm gonna do a video just on this. Okay, I won't do it. Gotta get all our content done. Okay. So, it's our hair all rinsed and everything. You want to take your time and rinse out your deep conditioner, otherwise you might leave like a film or something in your hair, or you're gonna leave the product in and it's gonna feel like you have like a sticky film on your hair, or not even sticky really, it might just feel like pasty kind of, if that's what your hair feels like. Usually after you do after you wash your hair and condition it, you might not be getting all that conditioner out. So we're just gonna detangle. And I'm gonna blow dry it in 4s, but I'm also gonna put my leave-in conditioner on 4 sections as well, just to make sure I'm getting it everywhere. Post text that can you inspire me to add steam to my special new growth for let's just say detangling mess. I've never tried any steam anything. One thing I have been curious about, I don't know if you guys have seen that Pattern drop that new steamer. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I just don't know what I would use it for, because I feel like a lot of people use a steamer specifically for like their curls and stuff. And I'm not really trying to like maintain the curl or anything. I don't know. Let me know if you do use the steamer. Like, what do you use if you wear your hair straight? What do you use it for? Like, what benefits do you feel like you see from it? I guess like infusing product into the hair. I don't know. And when you're putting leave-in, you should always be putting your leave-in conditioner on wet hair. You should not be putting leave-in conditioner on dry hair unless you're doing like a watery spray and you're spraying it like on braids and stuff like that. That's when I use it. So I'm gonna do like 2 sprays per section. Massage that in. Let me make sure I get it on this camera. It also smells really, really nice. And I think this is pretty cheap. I think this is like $10 or something. So you want to put your leave-in in while your hair is wet. Because your leave-in product, I like to think of it as like baking it into your hair. If you put it on while it's dry, it's literally just sitting on top of your hair. So it's not gonna really get into the hair shaft like you want it to. And now we're gonna blow dry. You can keep leaving questions in the comments if you have any. So I always stop like when I'm done with half my hair just to feel it. If it feels greasy or sticky or something, I'll just go back to the shampoo bowl, aka the kitchen sink. But it feels fine. So we're gonna keep going. Done blow drying. Turn on our flat iron. Do you think because your ends are relaxed, it makes the overall process come out great, or fully relaxed can get the same fully sleek look, especially top forehead that's kinkier? Oh, I think you mean fully natural. Yeah, I think you can. I think it's just all about the technique. Like if you're fully natural, you'll probably just have to use different techniques than I do, or do extra steps. Hold on, my hair feels a little wet back here. You'll probably just have to do like extra steps, or like extra, like a different technique than I do to get your hair to look how you want. Because if that was the case, like my roots and everything wouldn't look good, or not good, but like they wouldn't look as sleek as the rest of my hair does, and they do. So I think it's just how you do it. I don't think, oh, if you have this hair type, you have to, like your hair can never look sleek. I don't think that's the case. I think you just have to use different methods to get there. The steamer or the bag keep cover helps so much. How do you keep from catching colds washing your hair in the winter? I just make sure my hair is fully dry. It doesn't, I think you catch a cold when you wash your hair in the winter if you walk outside and your hair is still wet. If it's dry, you should be fine. I am contemplating if I should get the Cecred serum. Have you noticed any dramatic change from using it? It's a little pricey. Just want to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. Go watch my video. I posted a whole video about that. I would go watch my video and I show like my 30-day results from it. You can determine from there. So I'm using the Verb Hydrate oil before I flat iron today. And this is a little bit thicker than the Verb Ghost oil, so I use a little bit less. That's how much I'm using. I'm gonna rub it in my hands very well. I like to get it like really rubbed in my hands, and then I go in and put it all over. I used this last wash day as well, and I really liked it. It smelled great. I feel like my hair was really shiny. I feel like I'm feeling a wet spot somewhere. Am I? But yeah, I like this oil. I think it's nice. Just want to make sure you get that all over your hair. How often do you silk press? I wash my hair once a week. I feel like that's one of the most common questions I get. Like, how often do you wash your hair? How often do you flat iron? I wash my hair once a week, and I do my hair routine every week. That's why guys get a wash day every single week. I can't do the whole, like I remember when I was younger and I would see girls I went to school with, and they would wash their hair and they would come to school like this, but like with a headband on or something. No shade if that's you, but that wasn't flying in my household. If I wash my hair, you better be ready to finish it to completion. Otherwise, throw it back in a style. But we're not just walking outside with our hair half done. And I don't know. I want to say it might be a Southern thing because my family is Southern. So it was like, you know, back in the day, it was like, you know, Black people have to look buttoned up, presentable at all times when you're leaving the house. Like we also wasn't leaving the house with no scarves, no bonnets, none of that on. Like when you leave the house, you need to look put together. So you might not want to wash your hair. That's fine. Don't start though if you don't want to finish it. So, long answer, but yeah, I do this process every week. And you know, You know what I say, do whatever works for you. If you don't want to wash your hair every week, that's perfectly fine. I know some people like to, you know, I think people like to just bait me into saying, not saying that you were, but like some people like to bait me and think like it's gonna make, I don't care what you do or what you think about what I'm doing. What was the name again of what? So I always have to take my glasses off when I get this little piece right here by my ear because it's my glasses. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm surprised nobody asked yet, but I did cut my hair a little bit. I want to say it was like maybe a week ago. I just cut it a little bit shorter, so it's like more of like a longer bob hairstyle. Cause the length that it was at was really annoying me. I was like, you're not quite a bob, but you're also not like you don't have like the length to be cut. It was just like an odd length to me, and I hated it. So I just took a little bit off, and now I feel like it looks so good. But I feel like you can tell like when it's blow dried that it's a bit shorter. I need to color my hair. I'll probably do that next week. The hair oil. Oh, this is a Verb Hydrate oil. Take a picture or a screenshot. And if you use my code, if you go to verb.com, or I think it's verbproducts.com, my code NIARA15 will get you 15% off if you are looking to save. Yeah, it's the Hydrate oil, not the Ghost oil. If you just type in Verb oil, I think the Ghost oil is what shows up. And that's not the same thing because it's the most popular one, I think, from them, but that's the Hydrate oil. Do you think hair gloss compromises the health of your hair, kind of like treatments or hair dyes? No. I mean, treatments shouldn't be compromising the health of your hair. Treatments are to help your hair. So if you're using a treatment and you feel like it's compromising your hair, that's not the right hair treatment for you. But, and I'm assuming, like, if you're speaking of treatments in the way that I am, like, when I think of treatments, I think of like a reconstructing treatment, like hair growth treatment, stuff like that. But gloss, no, but like gloss is like, some people call it a gloss, sometimes it's called like a semi-permanent hair color, sometimes it's called a rinse. That's what we used to call it. They shouldn't. They're just literally, it's just a tint of color over your hair. That's why I opt to do them for my hair versus like fully color it. Because it's not really that damaging, especially like if you have like relaxed hair or anything like that. What do you think of those brush looking straighteners? Like the brush blow dryer or the brush, like what do you mean? Because I know they have like the blow dryers that have a brush, but then they also have like the like double-sided brushes that are like give me an example of one. I honestly don't think, if all of them combined, to be honest, I think really much of them. Like if they work for your hair or you like them, fine. I'm not saying they don't work for mine, but it's kind of like muscle memory at this point, like the tools and things that I use. So I usually don't venture too far out, like from the tools that I use. So, wouldn't be able to tell you. now that my relaxer has gone out so much, I do have to do a little bit of extra work to lay my edges down, but I don't ever like, I'm not like I don't gel my edges down or anything. What is that noise? I'm getting kind of hungry. Okay, I might eat a snack on here with y'all. I'm so glad I had today off. I didn't realize it. I think that's why I booked my trip the way I did, because I purposely, or I would have been really mad if I had to go to work today right after landing last night. And my flight, I had a connecting flight in New York. So I flew from Paris to New York yesterday and then from New York to Chicago. And my connecting flight to New York, or to Chicago from New York, was delayed. It was delayed like an hour and a half. And then it was rocky because it was snowing in New York, so we had to get through all of those clouds. Some flights were getting canceled, and I was like, come on now, Lord. Because you know how you just like, I wasn't even gone for that long, but like, usually like give me 3 to 4 days max, I'm ready to go home. Like, I'm ready to go home and be in like my bed and everything. And I could have had like a great time, which I did. I'm just at a certain point, I'm ready to be at home. I did not want to go to another hotel, or not another hotel because I stayed with my friend, but I didn't want to go to a hotel. But I did on purpose make sure that my connecting flights, because when I was leaving, my connecting flight was in Atlanta. So I flew from Chicago to Atlanta, and I made sure that my flights where I connected were in cities that I knew or knew people. So I have family in Atlanta. In case something happened, I could go to their house. And I used to live in New York, so I know my way around the city. So I would, if I had to go get a hotel, I would feel comfortable doing so. Not the blow dryers. It's basically like a flat iron, but you brush it through your hair. I've never seen those, so I don't know what I think about them. For new people that have joined, because there's some new people, let's go through products one more time. I'm gonna have to go through products, and I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom because I've been drinking this water. Running right through me. We have the hydrating shampoo and conditioner from Cecred. I wash my hair twice with this, and then I leave this on for like a minute or two, literally while I'm still at the sink. I'll put it on and then I rinse it off. If you want to see an example of that, you should watch a recent wash day. And then I deep conditioned my hair earlier using heat. So I put this little blow dryer cap on, which I have linked to my Amazon storefront. And I let it sit on for like 10-ish or so minutes. This is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask, which I'm almost out of, if you see. So I'm gonna keep using it for the next couple of wash days so I can use her up. And then for my leave-in, before I blow dried, I use this L'Oreal Ever Pure Moisture 21-in-1 spray. Make sure you guys are taking your screenshots if you're interested in these. It's a heat protectant as well, up to 450 degrees. And then before I started flat ironing, I used this Verb Hydrate Oil, which is a screenshot, which you can, if you go to verbproducts.com, you can get 15% off of this if you use my code Niara15. So that's all I've done to my hair so far. And I'm using the GHD Chronos flat iron. I always get asked how many degrees does this heat up to, or what temperature do I use. This only has an on button, if you can see, and it only heats up to 365 degrees. Now I'm sorry, I gotta go. I had too much water before I got on here. Okay, we're back. Little bathroom break. Is it possible to heat pressure hair too much, or is that very much so? But I think it's also different dependent on person and like your hair type. Like everybody's hair is not the same. I flat iron my hair once a week, and some people are like in shock over it. They damn near be wanting to fight me about it, like basically telling me like your hair is dead, dying, it's gonna die, whatever, because of how often I do it. And I think that's more of like them putting and like putting their issues on like my hair, like where they probably can't do that to their hair. But I think you just have to know like what works for your hair. Like if you notice like, oh, me doing my hair every week, washing it every week isn't good, like my hair doesn't feel good, then you know, space it out some more. Now I will say you shouldn't be, one thing my old hairstylist Miss Tish taught me is you should not be putting heat on dirty hair. I try, when I flat iron my hair once a week, I try to leave it at that. I don't flat iron, I try not to flat iron in between wash days, because that is, for whatever reason. And also you can smell it. Like when you put heat on dirty hair, it be smell like it's broken and burnt and everything. So, to answer your question, you definitely can put too much heat on your hair. It's not a myth. And like fry your hair, but how much is too much is dependent on each person. So, I definitely don't think though, just for argument's sake, I don't think you should be doing it every day. That's gonna fry your hair. Oh, where are we all from? Florida, London, Nottingham. Like the movie. Nottingham, like, is this something like the UK? I really want to, when I was in Paris, I was like, okay, I need to go to London now. I was supposed to go to London last year, like in the fall of last year. But I didn't get to it. But I think I want to go like maybe in the fall of this year. I really want to go. I just feel like it'll be right up my alley, such a good time. And I'm a major Harry Potter fan, so I would make the trip. I think it's there, or like, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a little outside of London, that they have like the Harry Potter like studio, like where they filmed it, and you can like go in and tour it and stuff. I think I could be wrong. But I definitely want to go this year because I had such a good time in Paris, but there was a little bit of that American in Paris feel. Like, I feel like people are like, ew, American, you know? But it wasn't bad. And my friend was there with me, and I'm so proud of her because she's not fluent in French, but she can definitely understand everything that people are saying. And she's conversational. That's what I would say. Like, she's not fluent in it, but she can speak back. Maybe not that great, but she can talk back to you. Like this piece back here is. Also, y'all, I see why. Oh, okay. Georgia, Caraco, New Orleans. I'm set to go to Italy at the end of the month. Ooh, that sounds fun. Okay, so it is right outside of London. Yeah, so I'm down to make a day trip to go there, like spend one whole day of my trip there. I would actually have a great time. Okay, moving along. I feel like this wash day is going. It's 2 o'clock. No, we're about an hour in. I think that's pretty good considering. I think I started this like not the live, but I started doing my hair at 1 o'clock ish. Some change. I low-key want to start rewatching Scandal. And I was thinking, like, because when I did my I did a chit chat video like 2 weeks ago or so where I was like chatting with everyone during my wash day while I was washing my hair. And I was talking about Real Housewives, and people were really into it. I didn't know there was that many Bravo fans, but I shouldn't be surprised because, like, Bravo fans are literally everywhere. But a lot of people on my channel were into it, so I'm thinking I might try to, like, I don't know, tell me how you guys feel about it, if you think anything about it. Have like a little, like, we're watching this show together and we'll chat about it next wash day type of thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll be Housewives. Cause low key, is the new season of Atlanta even out yet? The new season with Phaedra on there? I don't think it is, because I feel like we would have started seeing memes. They must be filming it right now, but I don't think that's out. I just heard the other day, and I've never watched this franchise, so I don't feel any way about it, but curious if you guys have thoughts about it. I just heard that they canceled Dubai. Like, there is not going to be a season 3, and they, like, don't know if it's even going to return. Like, one of the cast members said that they were told, like, there's no season 3 in the works. And you want to know why I think there's no season 3 in the works? I have a theory that's already cooked up. But she said there's no season 3, and they don't know if they'll ever be returning. And I feel like they started Dubai because they were just like, back in the day, they used to have I won't say so few, but like the main Housewives franchises back in the day, it was Atlanta, it was New Jersey, and it was the OC. That's all it was. It was the, like, when you talked about Real Housewives, OC started off everything, but it was the OC, or I'm going in order of what I think was most popular. You had Atlanta, you had New Jersey, and you had OC. OC was like the most popular at first, obviously, because they were the biggest, but then Atlanta came, took the #1 spot, and then New Jersey came, and it was flipping tables. So I think that, let me hit this camera again so I can catch me doing the back of my hair. I think what happened and why they ended up canceling Dubai, if that is true, because I just literally like saw it somewhere, I want to say on Instagram. I personally think, and I've said this in my YouTube videos, Bravo was talking to Nene. You can't tell me they're not. As many times, Nene just went on a press tour with, she just went on a press tour with this lady, that lady Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because they're doing a podcast together, which good for her, because I think, well, good for her if it's good. Because I think Nene does need an outlet like that where she can talk and give those one-liners again. But every single interview she did on this press trip, everyone was asking her, would you ever return? What's it called in Paris? I'm going on Thursday. Freezing. It was freezing. What's the little black comb thing? It's the chasing comb. We'll get back to Housewives talk in a minute, but it's the chasing comb. It's linked in my Amazon storefront, which if you go to my profile on here on YouTube, it should be like up at the top with all my socials. Do you wrap your hair every night? Do you add oil during the week? Yes, I do. You should watch my hair vlogs, so you can see like what I do to my hair every day, because it changes depending on the day. But I do, I put my hair up at night. I don't necessarily wrap it. I stopped doing that a long time ago because I feel like it makes your hair greasier faster. I do pin curls at night. But to see what I put in my hair day to day, you should watch my hair vlogs, because I show what I do in the morning, what I do at night, all that type of stuff. Real Housewives of Miami, I did not like that. And you know what? I don't think people really liked it that much either. That's why it was only around for like those 2 seasons, and then it went away forever, and then it like randomly came back. Okay, so what was I saying about Nene? Okay, she has this podcast, which I think is great. and I've been meaning to listen to it. I might actually listen to it today while I'm editing stuff. What time is it? Because I have to be on a call at 4:30. Okay. I think it's actually good if like she's able to like talk how she wants and give her one-liners and stuff. Because I have seen Nene, like remember when they were doing the Breakfast Club and they were trying to find like a new host and they were having people like guest host. Nene was on there. Love Nene to pieces. She went good. Okay. So if it's like that type of thing, don't know. I low-key feel like Nene needs like another woman, maybe, or like someone she can key with back and forth. But really, our best one-liners we got from Nene was when she was in a confessional talking to herself. So I low-key feel like if you was gonna do a podcast, Nene, you should have did it alone. That's just my 2 cents. But anyways, she's on this press trip for this podcast with this lady, Sierra. And I'm telling you right now, if I was Miss Sierra, I'd have been like, "You got it, friend. I don't need to be on this press trip." Like after the the first couple of interviews, because every time, like from what I was saying, I wasn't watching the whole interview, so I could be completely wrong. And excuse me if I am. It seemed like there was really just like more so focused on Nene and if she would come back to Housewives. Like everybody was just asking her that question over and over and over again, and she kept saying like, I don't know, like if the money is right, blah blah. And y'all know she is doing that guest, not guest, but like that after hours show with NBC, which I guess Bravo is under NBC. And she was doing like the fashion, you know how they used to do like the fashion police, like after show for like award shows, and like they talk about what everyone's wearing. She did that before, and I think she's saying that she's going to be doing it again this upcoming award season. Excuse me. So I personally think, I think Nene has already had to sign the Bethany clause, which if you don't know, it's like this new clause that Bravo makes everybody sign now because of Bethany Frankel, because she left and like sued them and said like they overworked her, and like I can't remember exactly what she said, but basically Bethany left Housewives, sued Bravo and Andy and said they did all this stuff, and they was like, oh no. So that doesn't happen again, all the housewives, they now had to sign this Bethany clause. But I don't even think they just did it for housewives if they were smart. And I'm sure NBC was like, no, we're just gonna extend this to every single reality show we have, or like person that is like working for us in this type of capacity, like as an on-air personality. I'm pretty sure they probably made everybody that's like a forward-facing person to the public on their network sign this clause. And I think that because she's already doing the after show with NBC, and a lot of Bravo fans, when they saw that, they were like, they clocked it really fast. It took me a minute to clock it, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not like, I talk about Bravo stuff. I like Bravo stuff, but I'm not one that's like, in the trenches, in there deep, really. It's really only a couple of shows on Bravo I like. So don't ask me about a whole bunch of other ones because I don't know. Like I've never watched Vanderpump or anything like that. So anyways, I think they are like trying to get Nene back. I think Andy knows that even with this next season that he has coming up, and Phaedra's supposed to be on there and Portia's supposed to be on there, I think he knows nothing will revive that show again like Lanithia Leaks being back on there. And I think that they're like, okay, what can we do? What can we work out to get Nene back on the show as a full-time peach holder, no friend of the show? Because even if she would, like, it wouldn't even make sense for Nene to be a friend of the show. It would not even make sense. And I feel like the friends would be, or the friends, the fans would be outraged if that's how she came back as a friend of the show. Unless it was like at her request. If it was just like Bravo being like, no, she's not going to be a peach holder, the fans would be like, no, you gotta be lying to me. Nene is a housewife. If she is there, okay, exactly. Now, show of hands in the comments. How many of you watch TV in real time anymore, like as it's on? And how many of you would watch Housewives if it was on, if Nene was on in real time? Like, there's only a few, like I watched the Super Bowl, or was it the Super Bowl? Was it that Beyonce just? I don't even know what it was. Beyonce performed at some football game. I watched that in real time. I watched I watched Game of Thrones in real time. I watched House of the Dragon in real time. That's about it. I don't watch stuff in real time. If they said Nene was back on Housewives every Sunday or whenever that show comes on, I'm playing it, sitting, waiting for my show to come on with a glass of non-alcoholic wine and popcorn ready to go. I'm just like, I would never, like all these other shows, like I can just stream it. I can watch it later. Like, doesn't matter. I'd rather watch it on streaming so I can skip the commercials. I'll watch the commercials for Nene. And I think they know that. And I think, like, after this press run, watching her answer all these questions about housewives, I think that she is, like, I think they're talking to her. And I think based off of her response and her answers to them, I think she's more than open to coming back to Housewives. I think it just has to be the right set of circumstances. But what I would hate to happen is if they brought Nene back to Housewives and they didn't put the right group of people around her. Because she even said on The Breakfast Club when they asked her about it, she was like, I don't know who these new girls are. Which, Nene, that makes two of us, girl. I don't know who they are either. She was like, they would have to put a different grouping of girls around me. And I think what they should do, and I think this would be kind of good for like a couple of the franchises, like for, I'll say for New York, or no, for New York, for New Jersey, and Atlanta, bring back the old group. Bring back the old group for a season and see how it does. I would love to see Jill Zarin. Yeah, say it just like that. That's how you have to say it. From Zarin Fabrics. Rest in peace, Bobby. I would love to see Jill Zarin back. I don't think she would ever come back though, because I think she just like, I'm done with y'all. Hated it. Don't ever ask me to do anything again. Unless I was paying her. Luann. Like bring back the old, like I want to see what they're doing now. But I've said this before plenty of times. If they brought Nene back, they would need to bring Kim back. But the deal with Kim is, I think because Nene and Kim would be so in demand and demanding themselves, which I feel like rightfully so, because I feel like they both would bring something. Like Nene is like a fan favorite. Everybody loves her and they would watch it. But Kim has a storyline like nobody else's right now. She's getting divorced. She has been accused of gambling and drinking all of her money away. She had that Bahama Mama drama on TikTok. And yes, Wendy, Kim has to come back. Doesn't matter if we like her or not. The TV will be great, because you can't tell me when Nene and Kim was having it out over tardy for the party. Because remember, Kim or Nene was supposed to be on that song too. Is that a fresh LaCroix in there? No, it's Topo Chico, which is my second favorite. LaCroix is number one. And let me tell you, if you're a sparkling water person like myself, brace yourself if you're going to Paris. I was literally like, I was fiending for a good sparkling water, because don't give me Pellegrino. That is it's not even nasty. It just doesn't have any oomph to it. Like I want a spicy, when I say spicy, I need the carbonation to hit me in my brain the first sip. And Pellegrino does not do that. It is like a very lackluster sparkling water. I hope I've been in frame of this camera. I have not been checking. So yeah. They have to bring Kim back. But I think the problem that they would have with Miss Kimberly is, I don't know if that's her name, is that she's going to be demanding a bunch of stuff, which she rightfully can, because she has a storyline that will last her 2 or 3 seasons almost. And then you have Nene, who might not even have a storyline, but she can make one in a heartbeat. And she would want a new song with her. No, see, Well, Wendy, you gotta know the housewives to be getting in on this conversation now. She's not gonna get a new song because Candy Burris was making her songs, and Candy vowed to never work with her again. I mean, unless she found a new person to do her music with. But Candy is not on the show anymore, and Candy also will not work with her no more. But anyways, what was I saying? Like Kim has a storyline that can last her years, and Nene can make a storyline because Nene can honestly like it's not really anything other than like catching up with Nene. They can have a whole season or half a season where Nene is still grieving Greg. Rest in peace, Greg. They could they could have so much going on with Nene just off of being Nene. Like she got a new boyfriend, she a grandma again, like all this stuff. And then like I feel like a big part of it would just be Nene's interaction with the other ladies. That's why it's so important that they would have to put the right people with her. Like if they put these new girls with Nene, she's gonna eat them up, spit them out. Will we get a laugh out of it? Sure, but it's not gonna be as fun if you don't have somebody like a Kenya Moore to go back with her. Y'all, we're gonna have Phaedra, so that'll be great. We'll have Portia, that'll be great. Like honestly, like when I think about it, I think if they want to do a new season with Nene, they could get away with just doing Nene, Portia, and Phaedra. Like as their three, like Carlos King calls it, your force multipliers. Like it would be those three would be like great. And then have like some other new people around them, like maybe some of their friends that they already know, bring them into the show. Like maybe it doesn't have to be all the old people, but they could definitely do Phaedra, Portia, and Nene. But word on the street is, last I heard, okay, I'm not going to get it. Portia doesn't want to work with Nene. They had a show that they were supposed to do, and Portia was like, I don't want to work with her or something. And Nene like aired her out about it. So I'm like, does that mean everything? Like, what happened to y'all? I thought y'all was like big sis, little sis. That's what y'all was saying. So if they could get that though, the three of them would be great. But you know what? I said this when I talked about it in my chit chat in my in a previous wash day. And I don't know why people don't think about this, or I haven't heard more people say this. They need to put Fallon on the show. She needs to be a housewife. Yeah, Kim will bring the drama. Ever tried liquid death water? No. One of those crossed my threshold one time, and I politely opened it and poured it out because what we're not gonna do is drink nothing that's called liquid death. We're not. Well, I'm glad it's strong and it's sparkle, girl, and you like it, but I'm not drinking nothing that's a liquid death. Her no, I'll stick to a LaCroix and a Topo Chico. Just as sparkly. Yeah, Wendy, Phaedra is not gonna be on. I don't know if she's leaving it, and I don't even know is Phaedra on Married to Medicine full time. But she's gonna be a peach holder on Real Housewives, which is where she should be. But what was I saying? Okay, so I said this in my last wash day when I was talking about this. You got to bring Fallon back. Because we never got to see her side or hear her outside of her doing her podcast here or there. We never got to hear her talk about Portia stealing her husband. Because it was literally just like Portia stole this lady husband. And then the next, like the season happened and like we saw him, or no, well, the season happened and we saw Portia taking pictures with him and stuff. And we were like, what is going on? I remember the day I saw that picture, I was like, something's not right in the water here. I immediately thought that. I was like, something's not right in the water here. And then turned like her next post was that she was engaged to this man. Nobody has ever talked to Fallon about like, okay, so how did you find out or whatever? And I mean, of course, she did her little podcast run and everything like that. No, I need it on TV. I need it on TV. I need the theatrics. I need Bravo to be adding the dun 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 music and all that stuff behind it. because I want to hear about that. But also, I feel like it would be awkward for her to be talking about it like in depth. Like where Bravo really missed the mark is they should have brought Fallon back as a peach holder immediately the next season. Immediately the next season. Because we could have seen like Fate or Portia, if Portia was there, Portia and Simon starting their new life. Fallon is over here ready to fight. Ready to fight. When she was doing her podcast run, she said Portia can get it on site any day I see her. And I said, and I think she means it. So I feel like they dropped the ball. If they didn't try to do that, who knows? Maybe they did. But I feel like immediately after that whole thing came out, they should have been trying to get her on that show. Because what was Portia gonna do? Portia gonna say, nah, I don't want her on the show. Girl, you don't have that much pull. You don't have that much pull. And you need, if anything, this is just gonna strengthen your storyline, babe. Like they should have added her to that show as a peach holder, and the whole season could have been, how is Fallon and Portia gonna interact when they see each other? Is it drama filled? Sure. Do people say this show tears down the Black community? I get what you mean, but is it entertainment? 100%, and I don't have any shame about it. So, I think they need to add her. And I think she could talk about it, but I don't think she would probably talk about it as much because she's now married to that boy that Simon said that she cheated on him with. What? Okay, now I get Fallon was boring, but that's because Fallon didn't have a storyline. Fallon was married when she was on the show, and she wasn't even a peach holder. She was just a friend on the show. She had a husband and a lot of money. That doesn't make for a great housewife. What makes for a great housewife is you have like a story, you have some drama going on, and preferably with another lady on the show. So I get, like, I didn't watch the season that she was on here. To be honest with you, I haven't watched a full season of Real Housewives of Atlanta since I want to say it was a scheme that Todd cooked up. That was the last time. Like I wasn't watching after, because even into the later years when Nene was on there, it just wasn't the same no more. So I kind of stopped watching it. But this will revive it, and I would definitely come back and watch it. But yes, I get Fallon was boring then. She probably was, but I bet you she won't be now. If she's on there and Portia is on there, I bet you people are gonna be tuning in, babe, to see. So it could be Nene, Portia, Phaedra. They could add Fallon as a new person, add some of their other little friends that they know as a new person, you know. Phaedra got a friend, bring her. Portia got a friend, bring her. I don't think they should have that other girl, that girl that was Portia's friend, Shamia, on there. I don't think any of these girls brought anything that the old housewives brought. And I think ideally for me, they would definitely bring what's that lady? Kenya back. But I think after the whole thing that just happened with her getting kicked off the show, I feel like we're not gonna see. I would like for them to like let it go. And I don't even know fully what she did. I know they said it was something with like revenge porn. To another cast member, but I think it's too soon. They're not gonna bring her back right away. Because people would be like in an uproar about it and upset. So they would have to give it a couple seasons before Kenya can come back. But they could I think that could be like a good mix right there. Because then you have like our Portia and Nene friends. Because remember I told you like they don't really get along apparently. Our Portia and Nene friends. Is Phaedra and Portia friends? I think they are. And you can see them being frickin' frock again. Then you could have Nene talking, because you know what the mess would be if Fallon was on there. Nene would be like, I want to talk to this girl and get her side of the story. What happened with you and Portia? If her and Portia are not friends, Nene is gonna be all up in the mess trying to be like, now you tell me what happened. What happened when you divorced this husband? Or you know, you found out Miss Portia was engaged to Nene would be all up in there. Then you have Nene and her kids or whatever, her grandchildren, her new boyfriend. Then you could follow Pina, that Fallon Pina girl, and be like, you know, how is married life for you now? Now that you're in a new marriage, like what's different about it? You got 2 new kids, I think. Like, they could do it that way. I think as long as Nene had at least those 2 other girls, though, Portia and Phaedra. Fallon cheated on the same husband. Well, whatever. Now I'm a storyline analyst. Example, next season of the Beverly Hills Housewives, they're going to be talking about Boz and her house picking up her life, etc. You need a story. Exactly. Okay, let's hold on. I'm gonna come back to Sheree. Hey, I feel like I never catch your lives lately. Hey, Nikki. Because they be at different times. They are going to go back to being on Saturdays, but last time I washed my hair, it was a Monday, and it was off cadence because I was going to Paris on a Wednesday, and so I wanted my hair to be like fresher, so I waited until Monday to wash it. But it's gonna go back to Saturdays. Who gonna check me, boo? Okay. Yes, Wendy, you need to catch up on Housewives before you enter the chat. Because Sheree been finished Chateau Sheree. Now Sheree, I don't think she should be back on the show. I feel like just like Candy, unless something drastic happens with Sheree, like if Sheree marries like a billionaire or something, bring her back to Housewives because she's gonna show out. She's gonna be like, "Who gonna check me, boo?" Exactly like that. If she marries like a billionaire or something, or she becomes like a billionaire and like her She by Sheree / Shein business becomes super successful, great. Have her back. But other than that, like I feel like her storyline has gotten kind of stale. And I said the same thing about Candy. Like I don't feel like there's anything else for them to talk about with like Candy. Like same goes for her. I don't wish this on her. I feel like the only reason why it would make sense to bring Candy back on Housewives, which we know she's not coming back as long as Phaedra's there. And I think that's why she left last season, like on her own. I don't think they fired her. I think she left because she saw how close Phaedra was getting back to the show. She did that, what was that? That girls trip show thing that they was doing with the Housewives. Then she was on Married to Medicine, and Candy was like, oh, okay. Because remember, the reason why Phaedra wasn't on the show anymore was because Candy basically threatened to sue Bravo because Phaedra had told that lie to Portia that they had said that they was going to drug her, take her back to their dungeon or whatever. So that was why Phaedra wasn't on the show anymore. So I think the only reason why it would make sense to bring Candy back on that show, and like I said, I hope this doesn't happen, but if it did, if something were to happen with her and Todd, like if her and Todd weren't together anymore, or like something happened in the news where like it was cheating allegations and whatnot, like on either side, her side or his, like I think that would liven up her storyline. It's a drama show. You got to keep that in mind, people. But then again, I think Candy's the type of person that would just be like, I'm about to deal with this on my own. I'm not about to put this on TV, you know? So I think her time with Housewives has just come to an end, and it was literally forever. She was on there longer than anybody, I feel like. I just don't think it makes sense for her to be on the show anymore anyway. At this point, I feel like she's just kind of like piggyback, and they done gave her 50 million spinoffs, and then none of them worked. Just she did good. She did good while she was on there. The earlier seasons, I loved Candy on there. But I think that's enough for her. Same thing for Sheree. There's like nothing for her to talk about anymore. I feel like Sheree's best seasons was when she was going through that divorce with Bob. When she was going through that divorce with Bob and trying to get him to pay child support and all that type of stuff. and simultaneously trying to build Chateau Charest. Those were her best like seasons, I feel like. Like her first season was hands down her best, but feel like from there it just got worse. So I don't feel like Sheree needs to be back on the show. Her storyline has kind of fizzled out, but she better figure out something, cause how them bills getting paid at the chateau? And then she started dating that guy from Love and Marriage Huntsville, which do not ask me about that show. I don't know about it. And I typically like a show with like an ensemble. I tried to watch that show one time and I felt like my brain was actually melting. Yeah, leave Miss Wendy alone. I'm just saying, y'all. She didn't know Chateau Charest was built. So she gotta watch. She gotta go in and watch. How do you get close to the root on flat iron? You just have to get close to the root. There's no other way. Like part your hair out in thinner, smaller sections. But you have to get close to the root. I feel like a lot of people don't because they're like afraid of the heat. You just put the flat iron right there and pull it down. That's all you can do. There's nothing else to it. Sheree has no storyline. She doesn't add anything, not even as a friend of the show. Now, you know what? I did say I would like to see her as a friend if they brought back, like, Nene. Like, have her just come in for an episode or two, like, with Nene. Because I think at this point, if Nene came back, Sheree would be, like, much friendlier to her, I feel like. Because she know, like, just like back in the day, like, Nene was the girl that got you on. So... I feel like she could be okay. Like, now when I say a friend, I literally mean like 2 or 3 episodes, or like bring her on the trip, you know. She could add something there, but for the most part, yeah, I don't think Sheree adds much to the show either. I think it would take something really big. Like I said, if Sheree married a billionaire, that would be worth bringing her back to the show. Because I just want to see her show out. She's going to go shopping on the show. And that's what I miss about the old Real Housewives. Like, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see y'all airing out family drama and stuff and tearing people apart. No. I want to see y'all go out shopping, having lunch, talking trash, complaining about nothing. That is what I want to see. I don't want to see these real life problems on TV. Like in New Jersey. These are real life family problems aired out on TV. I don't want to watch that. That is too depressing. It's not even fun to watch. I don't want to watch that. Sheree and Candy have nothing going on. Candy's main. Yeah, it was her mom. Whatever happened to Cynthia's husband, Peter? Did he go to jail? He is not going to jail yet. Not that I know of. And that's not her husband. Wendy, do you think that that's the lady's husband still? Y'all see how behind Wendy is on Real Housewives? That is not that lady's husband no more. She done married a whole new man and divorced that one. No, I don't think Peter is going to jail yet. But you know what I would like to see? I mentioned this before too. I would like to see Peter talk to Apollo about going to jail. I would like to see that. Bring your brother up to speed. What does he need to expect? Help him. And ask Todd if you can put your stuff in his garage. Ooh. People would hate me if I was on Housewives. Yeah, Kenny was on Real Housewives way too long. Yes, those were straight seasons. I stopped watching Real Housewives after Nene left, so I guess I would watch it again if she came back. Yeah. Even, I feel like, Wendy, you need to go back to the season. Go back to the season where Todd and Candy get married. It's the season after Kim leaves. Or it's the season that Kim leaves. And start watching from there. So you can catch up. Yeah, we can watch the news for real world problems. I don't want to watch Real Housewives for like y'all real world problems. Like, I don't want to watch that. That's depressing. It's actually depressing. And the fact that they like whole family is like shattered and falling apart, and Caroline and Dina ain't talking no more, and Teresa and her brother like can't even look at each other. No, I don't want to watch that. Because Some people dealing with that in real life. We need an escape. So yeah, I don't want to watch Real Housewives for that. But I don't know who like knew they could put on the show. You know who I would love to see on a Real Housewives franchise, and she has said that they have asked her almost every year, and every time she like kind of turns it down. And I think because they're not paying her enough, is Kimora Lee Simmons. Let me just tell you, Kimora has been my main girl since I've been like 13. Loved Kimora, baby fat, whatever it was, I owned it. I feel like Kimora would be so freaking good on that show, and she would eat those ladies down, like eat them up. They wouldn't know what to do. She would not be here listening to that stuff. And you know who like she could team up with and be key with? I think she would get along with Miss Garcelle, which I have to take back. I think I had said previously when I had talked about Housewives that I didn't care for her on there, but I watched like I didn't watch an episode, but like you know how your phone be listening to you. Now all of a sudden I'm seeing all these clips of Garcelle on TikTok and Instagram, and I was like, you know what? She is what that show needed. I like her on there. I feel like she would kiki it up with Miss Garcelle. Her and Erica Jane would be friends. I feel like everybody would like her, and she wouldn't have drama with anybody on the show. I think that she would just get a lot of people together, but in a way that like she'd be like, you know, no, that's not right, that's not fair, blah blah. Like I think she'd be that type of person, and then people would be like, but it's Kimora, like we still like her, type of thing. You know how they always have that person where it's like, you know, we still like them no matter what. I feel like she would do really good on Housewives, but she has said that they have approached her several times about being on Housewives, and I think they just not paying her enough. Wendy is into some Married at First Sight. I've tried to watch that show. I can't get into it. I think I've maybe seen like a season of it. Yeah, she would just shop and drink and have her like 80 million dogs and her little United Colors of Bennington family. And it would be a great time. I think she would do good on there. I think she would do good on that show. But I don't know. I just don't think they're gonna pay her what she needs. So I don't know. The Housewives to me is dead. And don't even get me started on Potomac. I don't care for Potomac at all. Like from season 1, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for the only person on Potomac that I'm like, just take this person and put them on another show, like, or put them on another Housewives franchise. Like, ask her to move somewhere else. Is Miss Karen, and I don't care that she got a DUI. Like, just take Karen, put her on another show somewhere else with another set of housewives, and you can literally just get rid of the Potomac franchise altogether. Like, I did not care for them ladies at all. Like, I just thought they were really, I don't know how else to describe it, but they was really smelling themselves. They thought they were the best. And you know what I didn't like either? When the first fight happened on their show, they were like, we hold ourselves to a different standard. We are different than all these other shows. Girl, shut up. Cause y'all be on here arguing about the dumbest of things just like anybody else does. Like, okay, you never put your hands on each other. I bet you wanted to. And in the Lord eyes, that's just as bad. So who cares? I didn't like that they was trying to make the other franchises. Why are my lips so dry? I put some stuff on. I didn't like how they were trying to make the other Housewives franchise like seem like they were like trash, basically. Like we are the best ones and they are trash. Like we are the classy ones and they're not on our level. I didn't like that. And don't even get me started on what's that girl? Robin. I'm so happy they finally kicked her off of that show, because how much longer did we have to hear about Bishop Don Juan? Like, oh, and her just being beyond foolish about that man. Talking about He had to go help her, take her to a hotel. You know what I think is foolish? And this is low key. You know, I'm not gonna say that because that's low key airing out my family business. Nah, I ain't trying to put your business out there, Wendy. But that that lady was dumb behind that man. And now I'm curious, like, what are y'all doing now? Because, you know, it was always money troubles. It was always, like, they was always into it about some money. And they say that's a lot of times why relationships don't be lasting, because people don't be going into it thinking logically. You know, love is great and all, but is it gonna pay your bills? It won't. I was happy when they got rid of them because, like, they were another couple that, like, they didn't have a storyline. No reason for her to be there that long. That cheating allegations actually, like, helped keep her on the show longer. I feel like if that hadn't happened, she would have been kicked off the show. And then you know who else? You know what I saw the other day? And I 100% agree with this. Somebody said Mia belongs on Love and Hip Hop, not Real Housewives. And I 100% agree with that because what? What this, I'm going to say gentle old man, but I don't know who, like, what he has done or whatever. So don't quote me on that. But with this old man, and then you told me you leaving this, again, I'm saying this loosely because I don't know what he has done. You told me you leaving this nice old man for this man named Ink, who is 2 inches tall. And I don't know if y'all know this. Anytime she has to take a picture with him, she goes like this, head on his shoulder, so that man looks like he's like the same height as her. Absolutely not. Somebody said that, and I was like, you hit the nail on the head. This is because he's also like a radio personality or something. And he be like hanging out with all the Love and Hip Hop people, I think. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Put her on Real or Love and Hip Hop, not Real Housewives. Yes, I know Karen's going to rehab. God bless her. Okay, why do we like Candace? Why do we like Candace? Because you know what I have to say? And this is coming from somebody that hasn't really watched like a full season of that show. I didn't like how, like, the first season she was on there, it seemed like, to me, it seemed like she was trying to portray herself as like, I am this like Black socialite, I come from generational wealth with all, you know what I will say, it really strikes a nerve with me, leaves a bad taste in my mouth when people let me turn this other camera on. When people try to rub in other people's faces, like, basically, like, their wealth, and especially though when it's not wealth that you've earned yourself. Like, I do not like, I get that, like, yes, like, your family has, like, or her mother has put her in a position to where, like, she doesn't have to work, she lives in a house. A Q&A for new subscribers. Yeah. But I don't like when people try to, like, rub wealth in other people's faces, especially if it's not wealth that they have worked for on their own. Like, okay, we get it. Your mom is well-to-do, so you don't have to work. You don't pay for your house. But let me tell you, as somebody, like, as a former spoiled child, okay? And when I say spoiled, like, I mean rotten. I never, like, that was just never something I aspired to do, to live off of, like, my family, like, for that long. Like, I don't know. It just, like, and don't get me wrong, I don't think it's bad if people do that. I just don't like when you try to rub it in my face or try to flaunt it. I'm like, girl, you didn't even work. Shut up. Get out of my face talking about this. Like that is what annoyed me about her. Because the other lady, now I didn't like how the other ladies on the show, they kept trying to say to her, like, you live in your mama's house. Okay, wherever she live at, that's where she lives. But I could get it if she's coming to you all the time with this, like, well, I don't have to do this and I have generational, like, shut up. That would annoy me. It's called envy. Like, what you mean? Like, she got envy? Because it's not giving I have envy. Let's clarify. But yeah, that was just like, that threw me off. I did not like that about that first season. I think in the later seasons she kind of calmed down with that, but that kind of threw me. I did not like that, and I don't like when people like when people like throw their wealth around, like, or try to throw it in people's faces. I honestly, I just feel like it's very tasteless when people talk about money and like their wealth, but then it just, to me, it just goes to another level when it's not even yours. I just be like, let's talk about something else. Um, so yeah, that like, but I do feel like she got better about that, like the later seasons, because I feel like what happens with every housewife, especially when they're new, is they come onto the show. This happens in all, like in all aspects. It happens with their looks, it happens with how they act, everything. They see themselves on the show the first season, next season they come back with that full glam team every single time, every single time. And I think now it's not like that, because I think people just go into the show like, oh, I need a glam team. But those first couple of seasons of Housewives, when it was like just getting started, people would be on the show and you could tell like they were just doing their own makeup. Now when people are on Real Housewives, they have a glam team just to like be on a phone call for the day. This hairspray that I'm using, it's from, ooh, get on there, Amika. It's called Fluxus. Yeah, I really want to know, Florida girl, what you think about Envy though, because anyways, yeah, like I didn't like that. That's the one thing that kind of threw me off. But you know what I do think that she was really, really smart for is that she, when she wanted to have a baby, that she took herself off the show. And I think she even mentioned like it's not forever, it's just like for the time being. Ow. It's for the time being. And then I think that's when she announced like afterwards that she was having a baby. And I think it's either one or two things. Either she knew that the show was like too toxic for her to like have, like, you know, carry a pregnancy, which I agree. Especially, you know, because the premise of the show is us to be up here arguing about nothing, first world problems. But then to like be on here arguing with you about nothing and like first world problems and I'm pregnant, please. I don't even know if I can hold a job while I'm pregnant, because the way I'm not gonna care and the way my default is gonna be, I am growing a whole human being in here. I don't care. But you know what I also thought? And I was like, I hope this isn't true. That like maybe she had been pregnant before on the show and people just didn't know. And you know, I hope this didn't happen, but like, you know, she lost a pregnancy because of the stress of the show and she was like, no more. Which I don't blame her for. But I think it was a smart move for her to go have her baby off camera, because then when she come back, it can be like, I got a baby now and all that type of stuff. Candace was annoying the first couple of seasons, but after, I like how she was putting Ashley in check. Okay, now I will agree with that. She did get Miss Ashley together, and I haven't even really watched it to know like how she got her together. I watched a couple of clips though, and she was getting Miss, because let me tell you, she on that show on Potomac is annoying. Like, it's, ooh, girl, I would be so annoyed to see her on the show. That's why I never really watched it like that. She was annoying on that show. Her and that husband of hers. Oh no. Oh yeah, you popped in at the wrong time, girl. Not I. Okay, why won't this piece curl? Didn't want to have to curl you that many times, but good lord. Yeah, no, not me. Ooh, I've told y'all this before. When the time comes for me and mine, unless there are like visible signs on my face that I can't hide, like my nose goes from one end of my face to the other, or I get like, you know, pregnancy neck and it's the summertime and I can't wear turtlenecks to hide it, you won't know. I will not share it on the internet because I think people are weird to me. I will not subject a little human to that. So I think it's weird, and I'm not gonna turn into like a mommy vlog like this is what I think about. Because I don't care what you do for your kids. That's great. A lot of these kids out here messed up as is, and I think it's some problems being done in the house. But that's not my business. I don't care. And if you don't share it with me, I don't have no room to speak on it. But when you start sharing it, is when people have now the liberty to start critiquing it. And I know people are like, oh well, you know, that's what you sign up for. It is. That's why I only share my hair. And I do like in my vlogs, I share a little bit of like lifestyle stuff, but I only like really share my hair. Like people have asked me like, oh, like, are you in a relationship? And what about this? Like, it won't be shared because I just think people are weird about that type of stuff, and they get too invested, and then they start to feel like they are owed that. I don't know. I just don't like it. So even if I could be right now, for all y'all know. I wouldn't tell nobody until, I mean, not even until, like, I'll probably just mention one day. I just FYI, y'all, I had a whole baby a year ago. Because you know what the Africans do really well that I love? They keep them children a secret. They don't say nothing about them babies. They be online still posting and everything, because you can't just disappear, because I think that's like a big telltale sign. They be online with like doing all the stuff, and then next thing you know, they post them 2 little hands or 2 little feet. And I'd be like, yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I sure will. A whole family. And you know what? The older I get, I used to be like a one and done person. Like, I was like, I'll probably only have like 1 kid and call it a day. And now I've like been like, well, you know what? I feel like I would have to have more than one, because it just doesn't settle right with me that like when I pass on, like if I just have one, they won't have any more immediate family. Like I like, you know, so I don't like that. Like when their parents pass away, like it's just gonna be them here by themselves. So I'm like, they need a sibling. But now here lately, the older I get, the more I think it would be like bomb to be like, yeah, those are my 50-11 children. Don't talk to them. But I just don't know if I would like physically like be willing to submit my body to that over and over again. But yeah. That's what Halle did. Halle who? Oh, Halle Berry, or like the singer Halle? Can I tell you a show though that I think like they brought the old people back? Oh, the singer. They brought the older like cast back, and I think it's like like bad. Real House, or not Real Housewives. Basketball Wives. I think it's time for them to just hang that. I think if they just hang that show up, it'll be fine. Because the actual basketball wives of today that I would love to see on that show would never go for it. Like, I think the real ones that are like, no, my husband actually makes a lot of money doing this and he still does it, would never be on that show. Like, for, like, Okay, this piece just didn't curl at all. Like for example, Savannah James. Would love to see her on that show. She's not about to do it. This other one that I follow, Mackenzie Caldwell Pope, would love to see her on a real hot, like a ensemble show like this. She's never gonna do it because I feel like those women are like, no, this is for real, my life, and I really love my husband and my kids, and we just gonna keep it to ourselves, and I'll just show you the highlight reel on Instagram. And I'm like, that, by all means, do it. But like, I think it's time for that show to just go because like who are they gonna add now? Like, who would be on it now? Because like, let Jackie go on. Let Jackie go on. Now, what I've learned with this hairstyle is I can't keep it pinned for too long when I'm wearing it like in these waves. So I kind of start taking it down sooner. Let Jackie go on. And you know what would have helped that show stay around longer? I don't know what happened between you and Tammy, Miss Shawnee. But if Tammy was still on that show, it would probably still be a decent watch. But Tammy said, you know what? I have bigger and better things to move on to. Like, I actually want to be an actress. So I'll see y'all later. But everybody else, like, on that show, like, let me tell you, I loved the little Evelyn and Jen duo back in the day because they were funny. Like, even if they were like, they were kind of mean girlish, they were funny. But like, I don't even want to see that no more. And she's up here marrying this scamming man. Because I don't care what it is that you did. If the courts have to be involved, you did something wrong. Like, we're not about to justify, oh, you have to pay retribution or whatever. I'm definitely not marrying you because then if you don't pay it, what, they about to come after me? Damn. It's just, the show itself is just like, and then they brought Brooke back. Now, you know what I do think could help revive that show, but I don't think she would ever come back to it. And she's no longer a basketball wife. I don't think she's a wife in general. But if they brought Drea back, I think that would kind of revive it a little bit. Because I think she was like a fan favorite. And I think she could get with some of these older housewives or basketball wives that like kind of like run the show. Because it's basically like Evelyn and Jackie really kind of run the show. Shawnee don't even really be on there. She make her little appearances here and there. But for the most part, she don't even be on there no more, for real, for real. Let's take this clip out. I'm not even gonna pin. Just gonna spray it. 11 basketball song. 11 basketball. Girl, we talking about basketball wives. It should be called 11 basketball, huh? And then we're gonna spray our Verb Ghost Dry Oil on there. Take a screenshot, get your picture, get it. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of my Cecred oil. Dang, I haven't been showing this camera nothing. Just a little bit of the oil. I did like 2 to 3 drops. My hair's a little staticky right now, but that's our finished wash day. And day 1 hair is okay, but once I wrap it up and everything, like pin curl it at night, it's gonna look good. And if you wanna know how I pin curl my hair like this, go watch my last hair vlog. I showed a tutorial in there how I pin curl my hair so that it looks like this the next day. But yeah, that's the hair. I think the curl kind of fell in the back a little bit, but that's okay. The pin curls at night will keep it. So I'm gonna log off. I have other stuff to do today, But I'll see y'all next wash day live. I'll probably do it on TikTok, and it's gonna be on Saturday in our usual cadence. So I will see you guys later.